That is Bala.
Okay. The root verb for patati is also patati or pata something.
It will be Patha.
Pata rendo. I mean second letter in that derived letters.
Right. Let's discuss what is written here. That will be beneficial to all. All other things you can query separately. If it is beneficial to all, I will tell my own. This
Okay.
is the place we should not get confused. So, Balah Pathati, it actually, if I expand it and write, so it will be one boy is currently reading. So, it means one boy is currently reading. If you see the, uh, if you match all the vachanas, like how many are reading and what is the verb for that. So these exercises are written for given here for two things. First, you should know the actions, because as of now the book assumes like you don't know anything. So book is telling you, teaching you some actions and some nouns. In most of the cases, in daily conversation or in uses, most of the time, around 80% time, you will use third person. Only 10% of the times you will use either second person or first person in most of the discussions. So that is why it is starting from third person. Now we'll see, we'll try to understand. Pat along or carries, from this word the word is made neta, nayati to neta, one who takes along, one who leads is called as neta, from nayati, this only. So then iyam is for again feminine pronoun, ichhati. So that is what is written. This lady wants. Pushpam. So till now we saw two things. One, if any noun is ending with visarga, we are assuming it is masculine. Then we saw any noun ending with dirgha a sound, then we are assuming it feminine. Now third thing is coming, anything ending in ma, so that is all neuter. If any noun ending in ma, they will be neuter. Like pushpam, pushpam vikasati, a flower blooms. Phalam patati, a fruit falls. Nayanam, nayanam is for eyes. Spurati, spurati means blinks or eye. This some big English is written here. Mitram, so here you have to see mitram. Mitram means friend. So, but you can say friend can be masculine. So that is what we discussed in first class, that Sanskrit words itself has gender. It is not like Hindi where most of the time what they point, that's gender word wears. It is not like that. Mitram is Napumsaklinga, but it points to uh, female friend also, it can point, and it can point to a male friend also. There is a word called as Mitraha, but that is reserved or that is used for our sun god. Like in Surya Namaskara, we say Om Mitraya Namaha. So that Mitraya is from Mitraha, for sun. Next is Jalam. Jalam again is neuter. Sravati. It coming out from somewhere. Tat. Tat again, this also is a pronoun. So pronouns have different, little different way. Tat patati, that falls, or it falls, sorry. So after end of these 30 things, we should understand two three things. So I will repeat. First, you should build a vocabulary out of this. How 30 actions you are taught here, all actions are for third person actions, which is not done by you or the person in front of you. It is done by somebody else, all the actions. So it is a third person action. All the actions are in present, and all the actions are done by single doer. Single person or single thing is doing this action. That is why it is called as ekvachana. Other thing what you learned three kind of nouns. One is masculine, one is feminine, and other one is neuter. And these words you have to just start using so that initial vocabulary is built. That's it. Now in the same context he moves further and says that was singular. Let's see the plural. Tense remains same, the present same tense. So like if English analogy you have to see, you see this was like Rama is reading or Rama reads. Then now here Ramas read, like that. So again in English also, like Rama is going for singular, Ramas are going for plural. Here also for plural doers verb will follow them. So if you say Chitrakarah, if you add a dirgha here and then put visarga, it means the people who draw pictures in plural. If you have to tell one, you will say Chitrakarah. Okay, before coming to this one, you have, if anyone has any doubt in Ekvachana till this 30 numbers, please ask. Okay, if you are not comfortable in asking, then you can write also in chat. I will see and will try to answer. Okay, we'll start from this Bahuvachana. So Chitrakarah, it means many artists or artists. If you have to tell one artist, then you will say Chitrakarah. This should be clear. Now, if it was one artist, you already know the verb should end in ti, like likhati. For many, the verb will change the form and it will bring a na sound before ti. That will become likhanti. Earlier it was likhati for single, now it become likhanti. So instead of reading this, we will see here how we can make them all for plural. So here if I have to say same rhyming pattern, if I have to tell boys are reading, I will say balah pathanti, shishyaah namanti, agrajaah vadanti, janakaah pashyanti. It is as simple. So fathers are seeing. Somewhere in some school you can say many parents are there, fathers are seeing. Pitravyah prichanti. Only you have to add na before ti, so it will become, the verb will become plural, and verb and doer of verb has to be in sync always in most of the languages. And like in English, it doesn't follow always the rule, it follows for some time and somewhere it doesn't follow, and it doesn't explain why it is not following here and why it was following there. With Sanskrit, it is, there is no exception. It will follow once and it will follow in 99 other cases. Some 1% exception might be there, and that they will justify why it is. So if you have to say here putraah, if you have to make plural of this six, putraah gacchanti, ashvaah dhavanti. So this is for pumlinga. Simple way to make it dirgha is before visarga, whatever akara is there, you make that akara. So it will, and verb you already know, verb doesn't depend on gender. So for all three genders, verb will have only anti. Instead of last sound be as ti, the last sound now will be as anti. So with this we will come back to this thing, and you can, and I will do this. Bharvaha, people who carry load. Bharvaha, porters. Vahanti. So now if somewhere, if I ask you that what is wrong in, if I write Bharvaha Vahanti, what is wrong, then you should immediately figure out, like Vahanti is a verb which is telling the doers will be plural, but you are pronouncing Bharvaha, only singular. Or if you are a lateral thinker, you can say Bharvaha is there, so verb should be singular, so it should be Vahati, not Vahanti, both ways. You have to always keep the sync in numbers for doer and the verb, action and doer of the action. So chorah dhavanti, in singular we will say chorah dhavati. Murkhah nindanti, fools condemn something, and murkhah nindati if it is singular. Then rajakaha, rajakaha means washermen. Shalayanti means washes. In singular you will say rajakaha shalayati. Takshakaha, takshakaha are carpenters. Takshanti, they do carpentry. If you have to make singular, you will be takshakaha takshati. Then gayakaha gayanti, singers sing. If you have to make singular, you will say gayakaha gayati. Nataha, nataha means actors. Here it is written dancer, but it is actors. So if it one is there, nataha actor, nrityati, he dances. Pachakaha means cooks, people who cook. Singular will be pachaka. So I think this is this you can understand now. Now comes plural for masculine pronoun, which was saha. When we have seen there saha. So now for that it will be like eshaha, ete. This is plural for eshaha. Again verb is following the plural thing and telling namanti. Te is for saha. This here a te, a is added in between. Here a is removed. Te again plural for he. English will be they. So they jigranti. Jigranti means smelling. So all these words you focus and try to build your day-to-day initial vocabulary, so that we going forward when we are proceeding we understand things. Ime is again for these. So smaranti, they remember. Ete again for plural, vadanti. Andhaha, andhaha means many blind people. Gachanti, they go. So now I will leave this to you to study. I will not tell everyone everything. I will come here. 21. This is for feminine. So earlier we saw amba in singular. In plural, amba becomes ambah. And now if you see like this, you will get confused. Like, because masculine plural is also like this, na pitah and ambah. Then you see the verb, you will see yachanti. Then you will figure out like this is plural. So immediately if you are confused, you immediately make it singular. You make it yachati. Then this ambah will automatically become to amba, because ambah is not a word. So you will understand this is a feminine. Ajaha means many she goats and he goats both. If it is written like ajaha charanti, you cannot figure out it's a she goat or he goat, because both of them are called as ajah. Any other word in between will tell the gender. So imaha, this is also feminine. Pashyanti for plural, these, that is a sarvanama. Here it is written women, women, women. Women means feminine. From 26 starts the neuter feminines. So these are again simple. They are simple means you identifying them is simple. So like identifying singular also was simple. For singular for this will be pushpam ending with ma. So not full ma, half ma. So pushpam in plural will become pushpani. Vikasanti. Vikasati was there, vikasanti. Verb is again agnostic to what is in front of it. It is a which gender. So phalani, phalani. Somewhere ni will be there, somewhere ni will be there. Once you will start using, you will understand why it is like that. That is a grammar rule. We'll see there whenever it will come. Tani. So you can say everywhere ni or ni. So it is telling this is a neuter plural. If you are still confused that is it plural or not, check the following verb. If verb is also plural, then you are sure it is plural. So this way we will understand that these are the initial words. So you can see now a simple formations how can be done in Sanskrit. So suppose if I have to say this is class. So first we need to know what is the word for class. So if that word is kaksha, so then we'll figure out if I pronounce it kaksha, which gender it is from today's knowledge. since last sound is a, so it should be feminine. So if I have to use a pronoun in front of it, then I will use feminine pronoun like esha, this, kaksha, class, asti. Asti is for is. If I have to say these are classes, I will make first asti as plural, that will become santi. Santi means are. Kaksha will become kakshah. As we saw, esha will become esha, ete, etah. So etah kakshah santi. These are classes. So if it looks little different, it should not look tough. If it looks little different, then just think like you have to initially practice few words, because our vocabulary is at lowest level as of now. So now you have some notes. I will read them initially to bring pace. Later these things you can read your own. So here it is written, the word that denotes the name of a person or thing is called noun. This is the very basic definition. Balakah, what it is denoting? It is denoting a boy, male boy. Sita, it is denoting some lady. Pustakam, it is denoting some book which is of neuter gender. Then it says nouns. Pronouns also are in three genders that we know: masculine, feminine and neuter. Then it is telling genders does not often follow the meaning of the object as in some other language. So here it is telling the example vrikshaha. Vrikshaha is a tree and is a masculine. As of today's rule we know, because it has the visarga here and it is not elongated. It is not the dirgha a. It is hraswa or laghu a. So we say it is a masculine. But the same kind of thing lata, which is a creeper, now it is ending in dirgha without visarga. So from today's knowledge we know this will be feminine. So lata word is a feminine word. Both are pointing to some kind of plant only, but since word is having gender, it is not what it is pointing that gender. So this fourth point you don't read as of now, not required. Okay. Fifth one we will read. Singular number ekvachana is used to denote one object. Very simple. Plural is used to denote bahuvachana, many objects, used to denote more than two objects. In Sanskrit, dual number dvivachana is also there, which used to denote two objects. Okay. So now he's trying to give you example. Balah kridati. Now we see from here visa visarga, there is no dirgha, so we figured out this is a masculine singular. Then the matching verb, if we are not clear, we will see what is the matching verb here. So it is telling kridati. We know ti is for third person singular. So balah kridati, one boy is playing, you can say. He is currently playing in present tense. Then leave the middle line, come to down line. This also we practiced. Balah kridanti. So now balah. So this is telling visarga and before that a big sound. Then it should be plural and we'll confirm it by the verb. So verb is also anti, means it's a plural verb. So many boys are playing. You can understand like this. So since now you see many is not required, because the bala, this word itself is changed to have that many feeling inside. So you don't need to write many. Like this, there is balau, that is for if you have two boys. And if you have a different noun for two number, then you should have a different verb to match the two number noun. So that verb is called as dvivachana, that is kridataha. So now you can understand anything if you add ti, as of today whatever we know, it will become singular noun if it's a proper noun root. If you add taha, it will become dual noun. If you add anti, it will become plural noun. So verbs are in three persons, namely Prathama Purusha, third person English, Madhyam Purusha, second person English, Uttam Purusha, first person in English. And as usual, in every Purusha or person, all the three vachanas or numbers will be there: singular, dual, and plural. So this is a basic concept. If you have anyone has any doubt, please ask. Okay, seems like nobody has doubt. So this again last class we saw and we are seeing here, we will see it here again. So that is why I said I will revise at the end of today's class. So now you see, we discussed last time, since nouns, pronouns, if we classify words are of two type. One type is noun and pronoun and adjective and all. Another type is all kind of verbs. So, and we said like Sanskrit has word generating power. It is not coming from only from uses, but you, if you know like what is the thing for which you want a word, you can generate it, because there are all the methods which can generate the word for you. So that is why there is no dictionary, because there are no limited words. So words can be generated. Suppose if somebody is saying some writing one poetry and he is writing on sun, so he can use Surya and write the poetry. But other person want to add some literary taste further, he can just see the sun and as per his imagination, like sun is orange or sun is very hot, he can derive a new name, tapakaha, something which makes everything warm, and then he can write. So like this, for everything you can have, for every every object you can generate names as per his quality and as per your wish. That is why there are this is very hard to have dictionary of full Sanskrit words, or even some considerable amount also. So question comes after this, then how we will categorize the words. So that's what I told. To categorize all the nouns, we look at the ending of that noun root. So that is what is written here. Akarantah. A is separate. Kara, kara means word. Antah means at the end. If the a is at the end of word and word is pumlinga means if the word is masculine, then it tells example bala. So bala, how come it is akaranta? So I will show you. So if you pronounce it properly, it will be like ba plus a. If you pronounce these together, you will get a sound called as ba. Then if you pronounce la and small a, then you will get a sound la. Together you are saying bala. So at the end of this la, actually this la is made of half la, which is Vyanjana, and a, which is Swara. So technically at the end of bala, that is what is at the end of bala is a. So we can say a. If you have to say a, then you need to say a what? So kar. Kara means a word. Kara is name for, you can say, word. So a word. Anta. Anta is for, it is used for ending. So ending. So you are telling Bala Shabda, Bala word is a word which can be classified as masculine word ending in a. So like that, for every all this thing in Sanskrit, they are classified like that, ending in what? All noun words. So now you can see here akaranta, ending in a, pumlinga if they are masculine, like bal shabdah. So how they will be used? Balah, you will say balah if there is one boy, you will say balau if there are two boys, you will say balah if there are many boys. Similarly, if the word is ending a, now you see this is dirgha, a. If word is ending in dirgha and it is striling, like what? Like shala. Shala means school. Shala shabda. Then for singular you will say shala. For dual you will say shale. For plural you will say shala. Strictly please avoid to remember this thing. Just try to practice it and let your mind remember its own. Don't write it in paper and remember. So the most accepted theory why Sanskrit reached to this stage is this, that to kill any language you make the initial grammar tough, or you start teaching the grammar of the language first. People will get disoriented and then they will start treating that language as mathematics. Most of us who are having fear for mathematics is only because our initial teachers or education was not good enough to clear the concept in our mind. Somehow they put the fear inside us. So that is why for whole life person's love with math went bad. Same thing here. If you will start thinking like I need to remember what is the sala, what is striling and what is that and all, then it is tough. You just try to use this thing only. No need to go any page further. Whatever pages you read, just try to practice those many pages only. Do exercises. If you forget while writing exercise, you come back to this page and see what a strilinga, singular or dual is called. But don't try to remember. Just try to practice. This language or any human languages are called as natural languages. The one reason for calling language as natural is mind will learn its own. No need to like figure out any other relation. Once you will practice it, mind will pick what it has to pick and it will come in flow. So now feminine in akaranta we did. Now akaranta ending in a, napumsaklinga. So like phal shabda. Here you see the shabda is phal, not the phalam. This is the noun root. Phal shabda will end in akaranta. From here you can understand because la a. So how they will be used? If phal shabda is used in singular, it will be phalam. If it is plural, it will be phale. If dual. If it is plural, it will be phalani. Meaning will be one fruit, two fruits, more than two fruits. Similarly, now we figured out like how singular, dual and plural of this are there. Then we need to know how the verb singular, plural and dual will be. So here it is telling Vartaman Kalah. Kalah means tense. Prathama Purusha means third person. So it will be Ti, Taha, Anti. At the end you see. So at the end for Ekvachana it will be Ti. For Dvivachana it will be Taha. For Bahuvachana it will be Anti. So if I have to use, I can use Balah Pathati, Shala Pathati, Phalam Pathati, matching Ekvachana to Ekvachana. Balau Pathatah, Shale Pathatah, Phale Pathatah, and from there Balah Pathanti, Shalah Pathanti, Phalani Pathanti, matching. They all are not like Phala cannot read. I am telling for matching point of view. So hope this is clear. So this is what is written here. So this you can read your own. If you have doubt, you can tell me. This all I explained. till number 3 I have explained.
Mahodaya?
Yes, Mahodaya.
Actually, Palam has ma, full ma ending.
Right,
There
right.
is no bindi. So when should we use the bindi on top of the letter and
That
full ma?
right. So this is not full ma. This is half ma. So half ma because there is a
Yes,
down some line is there, right? So
yes,
there
yes, yes.
there is a sandhi which sees what is the word coming after this word. So as per the word coming next to it, this ma may change to anuswara. Anuswara is a bindi, as you told. So that we will come to know later. Whenever you are confusion, you can write like this ma. You can remove bindi and write like this half ma. As of now, in this
Okay, okay,
book only, we will see some cases when this ma will become bindi and when this will become ma. So after
okay.
2 chapters. Yeah,
धन्यवाद.
yeah, धन्यवाद. So these till third point I have covered. Fourth, fifth, let's be here. We'll do the table first and then. Now this is Sarvanama. Sarvanama, as we said, it is pronoun in English. But Sarvanama, if you remember, it is easy. Sarva means all, Nama means name. A name which can be applied to everyone. So Saha. Saha is for he, masculine he. Sa, same thing, if same rule you apply, small, laghu this and visarga is for masculine, big one is for feminine. And tat, here the ending is not ma but tat, it is for neuter. Root word for this is written here, tad. So this is which kind of word? Word ending with the. That is why here it is written dakarantah. Dakarantah tad shabdah. So tad shabda is the root for sarvanama of this category, like he, she, it category, which will for in all three genders, like in English, he, she, it. It the same thing is here also. It should be understandable. Now the similar meaning, one other shabda is there, that is idam. So idam shabda is, you can see, ending in ma. That is why it is written makaranta. This also is for sarvanama. This also will follow three gender. If you are pointing a male, ayam. If you are pointing to a female, iyam. If you are pointing a neuter, idam. Just see and go through this. Nothing to worry about this. So till now, if you see thoroughly, we are only dealing with third person. We don't know how to tell myself, right? So for that, point number 4 is here. Yushmad. Yushmad means tvam. You can match it. Tvam means you. For somebody who is just in front of you. Yuam, yum. That is the second person. For second person, we will use words like tvam, yuam, yum. When we will use, that is not given here. It is telling, it is like that, just to quench your desire as of now, it is telling. And explanation will come in some other chapter once you are practiced properly with third person. And asmad, again dakaranta, which will be used as aham, avam, vayam, first person, which will be when we use the noun in Sanskrit that way. So just to link these words to generate some interest, if you remember some Veda Vakyas like aham brahma asmi, right? So aham like me, I. Brahma means Brahman. Asmi is the verb which is matching for that we haven't read. We will read, that is matching for first person uses. So I am God. Now you must have heard tat tvam asi. Tat, that, tvam, you, asi, are. That you are. So that tvam is coming from here, Yushmad, for second person. So just to have some interest, this we will see in other chapter. So here he has said tad, idam and etad. This all whatever table you saw below, they are for third person this thing. I request you to read your own, and there are exercises after this. Do those exercises, and then if you have doubt, then we will clear that. So this tad shabda, they are this is simple. You will figure out this tad. There is another shabda where a is in the beginning. So a tad, that also is written. Don't worry, like one other extra thing is there. It is very simple. Saha taute. Only in front of everything a is added. So when you will see your own, and meaning is eshah means this, and sah means that or those. So eshah always pointing to the thing which is near to you. Sah is pointing. Now similarly questions are there. So if I say eshah Ramah, this person is Rama. So you can ask the question, Ramah kaha, who is Rama? So matching kaha, that is coming from kim shabda. These are the interrogative words. So kim shabda will be what ending? It will be ending in makaranta. Ma. So here we are not telling the linga because they are in all three genders. So we are not writing gender here. So masculine it will be same rule, kaha, kau, ke, ka for striling, like Sita, ka Sita, who is Sita. Kim for neuter, what and which. They are self-explanatory, and just only one request, don't try to mug them up. So yes, so here it is saying like saha vrikshaha, it can have, and sa lata. The pronoun will change if you are pointing to the feminine now. So with this, I expect you to do this all exercises your own, and share it back on our group. Don't send personal to me. Share it in the group so that everybody can see what. Then I will collectively will try to see having some corrections or something, so that everybody gets benefited at one shot. And this vyavharik sabda, there which can be which requires teaching. If there is anything which you personally feel like it requires teaching, you can ask. So by next Friday we will have the next class. So by that time we should have this questions abhyasa done, and bandhuvachak shabda you can learn. So they are daily uses words. Bandhu means family, brothers, you can say. So here also you will figure out how what is the gender. Snehitaha. Snehita is a masculine way of saying friend. So just read your own. Any doubt, anytime, don't wait for class. You can write and ask. Here it is written. You can see mitram is the word commonly used in Sanskrit. This is neuter. Mitra is the word which is masculine used for son. So next class we will read this number 3, Prahelika, after clearing all the doubt of today's class. Now if you have any question for in today's whatever, please ask. Narasimha Mahodaya is asking, just give example for practice for writing. I think Abhyasa is what is there for writing. I didn't completely get sir question. Can you ask? You can unmute and ask. Abhyasa is there for writing only. You can write, take photo and share, or you can write directly in the chat itself. Am I like your question is answered? Anyone else having any doubt question? I'm still not getting with many examples we discussed, Narsimha Mahodaya. So if you can speak and tell, that will be more clear.
Yeah, Ramanuji, I think. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think he is asking this abhyasa that is there, na, which we have to fill in the
Ah,
book.
ah.
So he is asking one or two if you can answer it.
Oh, that way. Actually, I didn't want it. Okay, I will answer. They are simple. That is, don't feel like first time it is being. So now you can see here, they are simple addition. Like half ga, ya, gya. Right? That is the sound. Half ga sound, then ya complete sound. Ta, pa, what will be the sound here? So half ta, pa. So it will sound like pa, like that. Kama, so kma, it will sound like this. Just mix and write. And here here I will tell again. So it is telling write the following gender under masculine, feminine or neuter. Balah. With today's understanding, we can immediately figure out this is laghu and visarga pumlinga, right? So we will write it's a masculine. Suta, it is ending with a dirgha, so it has to be a stri. Phalam, phalam is ending in ma, so it's a napumsaka, right? So phalam, jalam, tat, pushpam, nayanam, they all are napumsaka. Balah, shishyah, saha, putrah, sevakah, they all are pumlinga. Suta, sa, bala, amba, aja, they are strilinga, right? So now you can see here it is asking kah pathati. Kah pathati means again okay. So kah pathati, you have to understand. Kah means question. What question? It is a masculine question. Means somebody who boy is reading. So you can answer it like your name. So Narsimha pathati, Rama pathati. If the question is ka pathati, you can write Rama pathati. Kaha gachati. It is to understand and replace the kah with matching gender noun. Ka pachati. Now it is the question is ka pachati. Just go back and see what pachati means if you don't remember. It's all fine. Ka is strilinga. So you can say answer like Amba pachati or Bhagini pachati. So that way you have to make your vocabulary. Now ke likhanti. So verb is plural and so this question should be plural. Ke means ke likhanti. So you can say chhatrah likhanti, balah likhanti. Why I was not telling it? So that you go back to initial pages and to do this thing you do some exercise. Then only mind will understand it. And then if you don't get it, then we'll have a discussion. So now here this is another way of asking. Write the questions using suitable word. Here answer is given. You have to write the question. Answer is Balah gachati. A boy is going. So you have to, if you have to make an interrogative, you will do what? Kaha gachati. Why kaha? Because Balah is masculine. So Shishyah pathanti means this is a plural. So you have to ask Ke pathanti, like that. Who all are reading? So same thing in this. Okay. Now here Gachha is written. This is called the root. If it is singular, you will add ti. If there are plural, you will add anti. If that is dual, you will add taha. So that also you can practice. Again, following word singular plural. So I think you should try these first your own, and if you have doubt, then I will solve. So Narsimha Mohoday, okay, now he got the answer. Okay, good, thank you. Anyone else?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, then Gadadharji will close today.
Dhanyavad.
Yes, we'll close today. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, everyone. If
Dhanyavad, Mahoday.
any correction you require in the way of presenting and all, please tell without any hesitation so that it is most useful for you all. We'll meet on Friday again. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
వీడియో మ్యూట్ చేస్తాం వీళ్ళంతా అందరు వీడియోలు